The Double XP Live event is right around the corner, and the Logout Timer has finally been extended this week on RuneScape. As you prepare for Necromancy, which is in just 2 weeks, a Double XP Live event is about to kick off. If you are preparing for Necromancy, here are some optimal levels to chase after that can support you in your journey in Necromancy. None of them are required in order to play the skill though. So based on your level of preparedness, or what you want your level of preparedness to be, you should look to have these requirements done ahead of launch on August 7th. Double XP Live is a 10-day event where you have 48 hours of Double XP to use at your leisure, and you can pause it at any time. You can choose to sacrifice some of your hours to earn credits in Nick the Trader's store. The event kicks off this Friday, July 28th, and ends Monday, August 7th on release day of Necromancy at 12 p.m. game time. It's important to note that currently players can trade 1 hour a day of their Double XP time with Nick for credits. This can then be spent on items. Previously, these credits unintentionally carried over between Double XP periods. This will no longer be the case, so be sure that you spend all of your credits before the end of the event. Moving on, the Logout Timer has finally been extended. They have been actively working on increasing the AFK Logout Timer as part of the Jagex accounts system. So do note, if you want this extension to your Logout Timer, you do need to create a Jagex account, which is an all-encompassing account that holds your RuneScape accounts under one login. Doing so will double your Logout Timer, so you now have 10 whole minutes before you're booted back to the lobby. So once again, in order to access this or have your timer extended, you do need to create a Jagex account and link your RuneScape account to it. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video so far, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet and you'd like to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Thank you. With that said, we're going to finally take a look at the patch notes and see what's been changed with today's update. So let's go ahead and check it out. Starting off with some general changes, with the recent updates to construction with Fort Farin 3, Protean planks have been redesigned to be more in line with other Protean resources. They can no longer be used to build things, and you cannot cut Protean logs into planks. You can still convert them through the usual 3:2 conversion from any Protean to another, but will not be able to do so through any plank make method means. They also now behave more like Protean bars, where the player has level bands for make X interactions, which consume 1 plank at a time, at a rate of 1 every 7 ticks, or 6 if it's reduced with the Protean power-up. This produces no output other than XP. To start the Make X interaction, the player will need to interact with either a construction hotspot in their player-owned house, a workbench in a player-owned house, or a portable workbench. These changes represent a decrease in XP per hour from the items, but also represent a decrease in skilling intensity in keeping with other Proteans. It is, however, a buff to XP per plank at level 60 and above, topping out at level 90 with a 2.25 times modifier per plank than the previous rate. Fixed an issue that showed incorrect teleport options for the Elder Divination Head when the Divination stat was less than level 10. Fixed an issue where the Elder Divination Head would teleport the player and consume a charge when more options was selected. Fixed an issue where Adrestea did not appear in the Falador Throne Room during Twilight of the Gods quest if the Legacy of Zamorak season is complete. Next, we got some changes to the recent quest Dead and Buried. Prevented undead from dropping more map pieces than necessary in Dead and Buried. Prevented raptor transmogrification from persisting if the player teleports out of the Dead and Buried instance at the crypt north of Fort Farin 3. Fixed a typing error in the Minor Wisdom achievement description. Nightmares in the dream can no longer be killed by poison or reflect damage. The raptor now leans his mace on his shoulder during the 2 town hall scenes of Dead and Buried. Players will no longer get stuck inside the burning house during the raptor's dream. Fixed an issue that caused the construction time of the Ranger's workroom tiers to have unexpected values. This will bring the XP per hour more in line with other buildings. Movement abilities are now restricted in the raptor's dream to prevent players from diving onto another pressure plate. Fixed an issue causing the A Fort of My Own achievement to skip the Grove requirement. Corrected the positioning of an arrow stand that was attempting to escape the Fort Town Hall roof via the trapdoor. The fetid zombies in the Dead and Buried quest have been firmly reminded that they are not speed zombies, henceforth they shall walk, not run. Gave Sophia the Ranger's workroom manager a Fletcher's outfit, and in response to player feedback, updated the Raptor's examine from "who can move in all that armor" to a mysterious warrior clad in thick plate armor, and replaced his casual angry posture with either a modified variant of his original weapon on shoulder, shield in hand, or another more natural pose. Finally, we have some engine updates. Fixed an issue where mobile screen safe areas weren't being considered on startup. An issue where particle effects and animations could get out of sync. An issue causing shadows to judder while moving around light sources. Improved performance in locations with many particle effects. Improved server performance of rune metrics. Improved server performance across various game systems. Updated localized scale identifiers for billion, trillion, and quadrillion. Reduced number of shaders to improve stutter when loading and sped up shader preloading. And lastly, reduced memory usage. That is it for your patch notes. Links to everything discussed in this video will be down in the description below. Check them out if you wish to do so. If you missed last week's update video, it will be on screen there. Looking forward to seeing you there. If not, we'll see you with the next RuneScape news video in my next upload. And with that, I'm out. Aloha.